Hi, my name is Scoutbert, and this is a slideshow that'll show and tell you a little bit about myself. So here's a slide that will show you a quick little overview I made to organize and show you what exactly I'll be touching on today. First thing you'll notice is that image of me, my cousin, and my little brother Saxon on the right. But what we'll mostly be looking at today is a little bit about my family and its origins. So not just where I came from, but the early roots of my family began. I'll also be telling you some fun facts about myself and some important things to know about my family's religious beliefs. Most importantly, one of the last things we'll discuss is my own personal knowledge on the sacraments. So, on the topic of my family's roots, my grandfather and grandmother were both born in Europe. My grandfather was born in the southern half of Italy in a small town of Brindisi, where he grew up in a restaurant-owning family, while my grandmother was born in Belgium. So my own personal origins begin in Bandera, Texas, which I was born into, and is a small, really small town about half an hour outside of San Antonio. It's a very small country southern town, which most people have never actually heard of. So here's a little bit about me, and if you can't tell already, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. But I do enjoy spending my most time watching movies and drawing and playing video games. And as a combination of both, on the left side you'll see an image of one of my drawings that associates with both the drawing aspect and playing video games. And the photo on the bottom right is a picture of Hogsmeade, which is a town inside the Harry Potter series, which I've just started reading and have gotten associated with. So, a little bit about my family's own religious beliefs. My dad was born into the Baptist Church, which is the branch of Christianity I'm most familiar with, and when we attend church, it's usually at the Second Baptist Church, because I've just been baptized into it most recently. My mom, on the other hand, is Catholic, and as well as the rest of her side. She attended St. Michael's Catholic School when she was younger, and we do every other weekend we are with her when we attend church. So my sacramental knowledge, though I'm not primarily Catholic, is mostly about the lowercase s sacraments, which I'm most familiar with. And what those I know about is that it's mainly anything that will bring you closer to God. So for me, it's like spending time in quiet time in prayer, or reading a book. And with that, my knowledge of the capital S Catholic sacraments is the 7 reminders. It's just reminders of our faith, and they really bring us closer to God, and it sanctifies us in that, we retain that knowledge that we are here on earth, not for our own self-benefit, but to spread the word of God. And I think each of those have its own way of doing that, each of the 7 sacraments, and they each have their own physical aspect, which brings us grace, in which we can recognize and physically see and feel, not feel necessarily, but feel it within the emotional state. So each of those have its own way of physical representation and not physical representation, which brings us to remember the grace that God has given us and the promises that He keeps. So thank you for watching. I'm Scoutbert.